Imagine waking up tomorrow, reaching into an old jar of pennies, and discovering a coin so rare it could pay off your mortgage, cover your retirement, and even leave a legacy for your grandchildren. Sounds impossible, right? Well, what if I told you a single 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has been valued in the millions, with its current market worth hovering around $6.8 million? Now, here's the question. Do you have one hiding in your pocket change? Or worse, have you already spent it without knowing? Before you brush this off, let's dive into why this ordinary-looking cent could be the ticket to an extraordinary lifestyle. The year 1983 was no ordinary year in U.S. coin history. Pennies had just switched from mostly copper to copper-plated zinc. The mint was under pressure, experimenting with materials, dyes, and errors. And during that transition, something remarkable happened. A batch of 1983 cents left the mint without a mint mark, creating one of the most sought-after rarities in modern U.S. coinage. Now, here's the part that keeps collectors awake at night. Most of these coins look just like the pennies you toss into a tip jar. They don't shine like gold, they don't scream treasure. And that's exactly what makes them so dangerous to overlook. Think about it. How many times have you handed over pennies without a second thought? That harmless act could cost you millions. And let's be honest, how many times have you complained about pennies being useless? Well, useless until they buy you a beach house. Now, here's the urgent truth. The window to capitalize on these coins is closing fast. Collectors, dealers, and investors are snapping them up, knowing their value is climbing year after year. Today, it's $6.8 million. Tomorrow? Who knows? But here's the twist. You can't just grab any 1983 penny. Only the rare no-mint mark variety commands this kind of fortune. Which leads us to the most important question. How do you know if you're holding one of these million-dollar coins? That's where your attention matters most. Over the next few moments, I'll reveal the exact features you need to look for, details so small, most people miss them. But before we go there, let me ask you this. What would financial freedom mean for you? No more 9-to-5 grind. No more sleepless nights worrying about bills. Imagine funding your dream home, traveling across the world, or simply living a life of peace knowing your money works for you. So here's the deal. In my next video, I'll break down step by step how to identify whether your 1983 Lincoln cent is the jackpot coin or just pocket change. Miss that, and you could literally miss millions. Until then, grab those jars, search those drawers, and never underestimate the power of a single penny. Because your next coin could be the one that changes your life forever. Have you ever looked at the change in your pocket and thought, what if this ordinary penny could be worth a fortune? Well, here's the shocking truth. A simple 2015 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, yes, the same coin you might have tossed into a jar by the fridge, could be worth millions. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a penny. How could it possibly make me wealthy? Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal not only the history of this coin, but also why collectors are paying life-changing amounts of money for it, with one piece recently valued as high as $6.6 million. And before you brush it off as just another coin story, let me ask you, what would your life look like if you found a coin worth millions in your own home? Would you retire early? Buy that dream house? Or finally live the wealthy lifestyle you've always envisioned? And hey, don't laugh when I say your penny jar might be a retirement plan. It's happened before. Imagine explaining to your financial advisor, oh yeah, my 401k? It's called a shoebox full of pennies. To understand why this coin is so valuable, let's take a step back. The 2015 Lincoln penny was minted in large numbers. Most were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But here's the twist. The Philadelphia minted coins carry no mint mark at all. That means they look almost too ordinary, almost invisible to the untrained eye. Now here's where it gets exciting. Collectors discovered rare era varieties and near-perfect condition 2015 no-mint mark pennies. These rare conditions transform an everyday 1-cent coin into a collectible worth thousands, even millions. And here's the fear factor. Most people spend them without ever knowing. Yes, someone could be handing away life-changing money at a grocery store checkout, simply because they never bothered to look. Imagine that for a moment. You hand over a penny today, and tomorrow you find out it could have paid off your mortgage. That's the kind of urgency we're talking about. So, how do you know if your 2015 no-mint mark penny is the jackpot coin? I'll reveal that in just a second, but first, let's talk about condition. Collectors value coins based on rarity, errors, and condition. The most valuable 2015 pennies are usually those in mint state condition, meaning they've never been circulated. Some feature unique minting errors, like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or unusual finishes, that make them one of a kind. Now here's the cliffhanger moment. Some of these coins, when certified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC, have crossed the auction block for prices you won't believe, one climbing as high as $6.6 million. That's not just pocket change. That's generational wealth. So, here's my challenge to you. Tonight, go check your jars, your drawers, your wallets. You could be sitting on the very coin that changes everything. And let me ask you this. If you did find that $1 million penny, would you sell it immediately, or hold on to it, waiting for the value to rise even higher? Because here's the truth. Every day you wait, another rare coin is being bought, sold, and taken off the market forever. Don't let your chance at wealth slip away just because you thought it was just a penny. Your future, your wealth, and maybe even your freedom could be hiding in plain sight, inside a single 2015 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. So, the next time you hear that familiar clink of change, don't ignore it. It might just be the sound of opportunity knocking. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny so ordinary, yet it could secretly be worth millions. Yes, you heard me right. A simple 1991 Lincoln cent, with no mint mark, may look like pocket change, but some rare examples have sold for life-changing sums, with the current market value climbing as high as $6.5 million. Now let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies instead of tossing them into a jar? Be careful. That little coin gathering dust could be your golden ticket to financial freedom. Crazy, right? Who knew ignoring pennies might have been the most expensive mistake of your life? Let's travel back to 1991. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents, most stamped with a mint mark, a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But here's where things get fascinating. A small number of pennies slipped through without a mint mark. These weren't supposed to exist, and that's what makes them so incredibly valuable today. Collectors go absolutely wild for these error coins because rarity equals wealth in the world of numismatics. Now here's the scary part. Most people never bother to check. They spend or trade away coins worth a fortune. Imagine unknowingly giving a $6.5 million penny as change at a gas station. Terrifying, isn't it? But when you do check, and you do find one, it could mean retiring early, paying off every debt, or living the kind of lifestyle you once thought was impossible. And let's be honest, wouldn't you rather find millions in your pocket than a crumpled old grocery receipt? So how do you know if you've got one of these millionaire pennies? Well, in just a moment I'll reveal the exact details to look for on your 1991 cent, details that separate an ordinary coin worth 1 cent from a jaw-dropping $6.5 million payday. First, flip your penny and check the date. If you see 1991 without a mint mark under the date, no D, no P, you may be holding something extraordinary. Next, look closely at its condition. Pristine examples, free from scratches and wear, command the highest prices at auction. Collectors compete fiercely, driving values into the millions, and with each passing year, these coins only become rarer and more expensive. Here's the truth. Every single day, coins vanish into private collections, never to be seen again. That means the window of opportunity to find and sell one is closing fast. Imagine cashing in a penny for millions. Picture the home you've always dreamed of, the vacations you never thought you'd take, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. That's the power hiding in something as small as a Lincoln cent. So here's my challenge for you. Tonight, dig out those jars, those boxes, those drawers full of old change. Because the next story of a 1991 no-mint mark penny turning someone into a millionaire could be yours. Subscribe now, because in my next video, I'll reveal another ordinary coin, one that's even rarer than this penny, and it might just shock you even more. And hey, if anyone owes you a penny, maybe it's finally time to collect. Who knows? That penny might just be your retirement plan. Imagine digging through an old coffee can of pennies and discovering that one tiny coin, no bigger than your thumbnail, could be worth millions of dollars. Sounds impossible, right? Well, the 1982 Lincoln cent without a mint mark might just be that life-changing coin. And no, this isn't one of those stories where your cousin's friend swears they found buried treasure in the backyard. This is real, documented history that could change your financial future. But here's the scary part. Most people who had these coins didn't even know what they were holding. They spent them at the gas station, for a cup of coffee, or they let them sit in a drawer, collecting dust. And just like that, millions of dollars slipped through their fingers. So what makes this 1982 penny so special? Let's uncover the truth together. In 1982, the US Mint made a huge change. For decades, pennies were made mostly of copper. But due to rising metal costs, the mint switched to a cheaper zinc core coated in copper. That year, both types, copper and zinc, were struck. Add to that several design variations, and suddenly, 1982 became one of the most complex years in penny history. Now here's where things get interesting. Some 1982 pennies were struck without a mint mark in Philadelphia. And certain rare variations, like the small date copper cents with no mint mark, have sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auction. We're talking millions of dollars for a single coin. So let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked closely at the pennies in your change? Be honest, probably never, right? Well, after hearing this, you'll never look at them the same way again. Because in a moment I'll tell you exactly how to identify if the penny in your possession could be one of these once-in-a-lifetime finds. To check your 1982 penny, first weigh it. A copper cent should weigh 3.1 grams, while a zinc cent weighs 2.5 grams. If yours is copper, has the small date design, and lacks a mint mark, congratulations, you may be holding a fortune. Auction records show these coins reaching into the millions, while more common 1982 cents still sell for hundreds or thousands depending on condition. Even the general market value today hovers around $6.40 for circulated examples. And that's just the baseline. Picture this, cashing in on a penny you've overlooked for decades and transforming your retirement plans. A dream vacation, paying off your home, or finally living the stress-free lifestyle you've worked so hard for. But here's the urgent truth. Every year, more of these coins vanish into private collections, meaning opportunities are disappearing. Will your 1982 penny be just another coin in circulation, or the key to your financial breakthrough? The choice is yours. Check your change, dig out those old jars, and examine every penny. And if you want to know which other Lincoln cents are worth thousands or even millions, hit that subscribe button now, because in my next video, I'll reveal another ordinary coin hiding an extraordinary fortune. You don't want to miss it. Have you ever looked at a simple penny and wondered if it could secretly be the key to your financial freedom? What if I told you that one little 1980 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be worth not just a few cents, not just a few dollars, but potentially millions? Yes, millions. And before you laugh and toss that old coin jar aside, listen carefully. Because this is the kind of story that turns everyday people into overnight success stories. And by the way, if you think pennies aren't worth your time, try telling that to the guy who sold one for the price of a luxury home. The year is 1980. Gas prices are climbing, Ronald Reagan is about to step into office, and most Americans never gave their pocket change a second thought. But here's the twist. 1980 also produced Lincoln cents with subtle details that now make collectors' hearts race. Now, the coin we're talking about today, the 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, is often overlooked. People confuse it with common change. But here's the truth. Some rare conditions of this coin have fetched staggering prices, even valued up to millions by elite collectors, while the current market value for standard uncirculated pieces hovers around $6.30. And you might be thinking, wait, $6? That's not much. But hold on. Because the real story isn't about the average coin, it's about the rare, pristine, error-stamped, or high-grade versions hiding in plain sight. Imagine holding a coin that looks like every other penny in your drawer, except it holds enough value to change your retirement plans. That's the magic here. And let's be honest, how many times have you bent down to pick up a penny and thought, ugh, not worth it? Well, it might just be the most profitable squat exercise you ever did. Now here's where it gets exciting. Most 1980 pennies have either a small D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But if yours has no mint mark at all, it was struck at Philadelphia, and certain rare variations from that batch are the ones commanding jaw-dropping prices at auction. But why? Because collectors are obsessed with perfection. A flawless strike. A rare die error. A coin that looks untouched by time. These become treasures, sold under bright lights in auction houses, fetching sums that can literally add a zero, or two, to your bank account overnight. And here's the kicker. Many people watching this right now may already have one sitting in a coffee can, a shoebox, or an old desk drawer. So, what does this mean for you? It means that every time you handle change, you're holding a piece of history. Some pennies are just pennies. But some can become life-changing assets. Think about it. While others are worrying about the economy, you could be sitting on a hidden fortune without even realizing it. That's the power of knowledge, and the urgency of taking action. So here's what you need to do tonight. Grab a magnifying glass. Check every 1980 Lincoln penny you own. Look for the absence of a mint mark. And if you find one in pristine condition, don't spend it. Don't toss it back into circulation. Get it appraised, because it could be your ticket to something extraordinary. And before you go, let me tease you with this. If you think the 1980 penny is incredible, wait until you hear about the pennies from the 1970s that collectors are paying double, even triple the amounts for. That's a story I'll share in the next video. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. So remember, sometimes wealth isn't created in boardrooms or stock markets. It's sitting quietly in your pocket change, waiting for someone wise enough to recognize it. Will that someone be you? Imagine this. You're digging through a jar of pennies on your kitchen counter, the kind you've ignored for years, and suddenly, you pull out a coin that could change your life. Yes, believe it or not, a simple 2021 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be worth not just a few dollars, but up to millions. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, asterisk, come on, it's just a penny. Asterisk, hear me out. History is full of ordinary Americans who stumbled on one small coin and walked away with life-changing money. And the truth is, if you're holding one of these rare coins right now, you may be sitting on wealth you never imagined. So next time your grandkids laugh at you for collecting junk change, you can smile and say, asterisk, well, this junk might just pay for your college tuition. Asterisk, but how exactly could a penny minted just a few years ago in 2021 be worth so much? Let's dig deeper. First, let's talk about the mystery of the missing mint mark. Most coins have a little letter P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco, showing where they were minted. But every so often, something unusual happens. Coins leave the mint floor without those marks, and collectors go wild. Now here's where things get exciting. The 2021 no mint mark Lincoln cent has drawn huge attention because of its scarcity. Some of these coins, depending on condition, have sold in private auctions for staggering sums, far beyond their face value of 1 cent. In fact, one high-grade example has been valued in the multi-million-dollar range. That's right, just one penny transforming into a small fortune. Imagine paying your mortgage, wiping out debts, even funding your retirement, just from a single coin. But here's the catch, these treasures don't just sit around in plain sight. You need to know what to look for, and if you miss it, well, you might accidentally spend it at the grocery store for, you guessed it, just 1 cent. Asterisk, cliffhanger transition, asterisk. So, what exactly makes a 2021 penny with no mint mark so different, so valuable, and how can you tell if the one in your pocket could be the jackpot? let's reveal the secrets. Point 1. No mint mark. That missing detail is the red flag for rarity. Point 2. Pristine condition. The shinier and crisper your coin, the higher the value. Coins graded MS or mint state can skyrocket in worth. Point 3. Errors and variations. Some pennies feature double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual flaws. Collectors don't see mistakes, they see treasures. Now, let's talk numbers. While lower-grade examples may sell for a few hundred or $1,000, the finest known examples of the 2021 no mint mark Lincoln cent have been appraised at an eye-watering $5.2 million. Think about that for a second. A single coin, hiding in plain sight, potentially worth more than luxury homes, fancy cars, or an entire retirement plan. So yes, technically, it is possible to retire early thanks to a penny. Who says money doesn't grow on trees? Sometimes, it jingles in your pocket. But here's the urgency. The longer you wait, the harder these coins will be to find. Collectors are snapping them up, and once they disappear into private collections, they may never resurface. So, check your change jars, your wallets, and even those dusty drawers. Because right now, one of the greatest financial opportunities of your lifetime might already be sitting in your home. And here's the real kicker. If a modern penny can be worth millions, what about the older coins hiding in your pocket change? There are Lincoln cents, dimes, nickels, and quarters out there right now that can rival, and even beat, the 2021 no mint mark penny in value. So don't just stop here. In my next video, I'll reveal another coin that could easily make you the next accidental millionaire. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with someone who might be holding their financial future without even knowing it. Because one coin, one simple penny, could be all it takes to rewrite your story.